Hi everyone. So this session is about how to see through greenwashing. I'm talking to Jessi Baker, MBE, founder and CEO of Provenance, the software solution for sustainability communications that help ethical businesses and organisations back up their initiatives with data so that they can add credibility to their sustainability. So thanks so much, Jessi, for joining us today. Now, research shows that sustainability buzzwords, ambiguous language and unproven claims are leaving shoppers confused and sceptical, and even preventing them from shopping more sustainably. Now, people are educating themselves very, very quickly. How can brands catch up and rebuild their trust, Jessi?
Thanks for having me, Lisa. Yeah, absolutely. So I can totally back that up. We've just released some research that actually showed that 90% of consumers are considering sustainability when they're buying a beauty and wellness product, which is great to see. But yeah, staggering 79% had difficulty trusting brand sustainability claims. So there is a disconnect. I think what's great is we're seeing that the market is showing that brands with purpose and sustainability at the fore are winning. So brands are piling in, and top recommendation is if you're not investing in sustainability as a brand, you really should be, because it's absolutely direction of travel. But I think if brands want to catch up, they have to think about it in a slightly different way. Firstly, holistically. So sustainability isn't just about creating a vegan product or changing your packaging. You do need to think about the full package. And there can be some quite quick wins, actually, for brands. If they jump in and look at things like their carbon footprint of their HQ, you can start to make some kind of climate-related claims and even leapfrog other brands that haven't got there yet. So it's all to play for. But yeah, there's definitely some work to do on the brand side.
Yeah, and there's also greenwashing that is without a doubt misleading. So how do you think brands should address cynicism about their green claims?
Well, I think they should take it seriously. The reality is this isn't just the press that are calling out brands for greenwashing. There are rules and regulations now. The Competition and Markets Authorities put out some very clear guidance through their Green Claims Code, and we're seeing similar things happening all over the world, in the EU, in the US, and other parts of the world. So I think brands really need to make sure they are meeting those requirements, to ensuring their claims come with evidence and to back up what they're saying, that they're avoiding jargon. So there's some quite clear guidance on what to do, and Provenance is working with brands to really help make that as easy as possible. But it also means they've got to be quite careful with how they communicate, not just in how they make claims, but also in how they talk about progress, kind of storytelling, whether that's through Instagram or TikTok, how they present their sustainability efforts. We need to be quite careful with. So making sure that it's honest, it's authentic, and not presenting the truth in a way that could be misconstrued.
What are some of the most popular sort of common greenwashing claims, would you say?
Well, the classics are like lots of green leaves and then saying like eco or, sustainable design, or even saying your product is sustainable, which is insane. Like, unless it's really, 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 very difficult for a product to actually be sustainable. So yeah, it's that fluffy language that we see the most, and that's an area that brands can absolutely change. They just need to talk about facts rather than fluff.
Yeah, and it's the logos as well that they're sort of designing themselves.
Definitely, yeah.
So sustainability matters obviously to consumers now, but do you think transparency then from the brands matters just as much? So if a brand's packaging might be far from perfect, like we were just saying, nobody can be sustainable, but address it, own it, and explain why. Do you think people would appreciate that?
Yeah, definitely. I think we are going through a sort of transition in what we're expecting from a beauty and wellness brand, from the day, back in the day where it was perfection, we're going to make you look like a supermodel, everything's perfect, to actually, brands are just businesses aren't perfect. And I think we're expecting a lot more honesty, a lot more openness, a lot more transparency, quite frankly, in what's going on inside an organization, not just what they're presenting to the outside world. So yeah, I guess from my point of view, I really see shoppers looking for more facts, looking for more data, but then also just looking for more openness and honesty, whether that's related to the efficacy of the product. So, you know, we're really seeing increasing amounts of brands proving claims around clinical testing, scientific testing, but on sustainability, perfection is impossible. So you have to sprinkle on just like a good dollop of kind of authenticity when you're talking about your sustainability efforts, because the reality is pretty much every single brand has got a long way to go. So I think we'll see that trend increasing as brands kind of embrace sustainability more and more and kind of want to weave that into their story.
Yeah. So what's your top tip then for a brand, but also for a person looking to shop more sustainably?
Yeah, so for a brand, I'd say just make sure you and everyone in your organization has got some basics on sustainability. We often joke that sustainability is a bit like the new digital. Like back in the day, there used to be like people that worked in digital. Now that's ludicrous. Everyone works in digital. Sustainability is similar, right? It's like today there's people that are like sustainability managers, but the reality is everyone's got to have sustainability sprinkled into their role. So as a brand, I would make sure you're kind of embracing it, because you're seeing a generation of shoppers that are coming through very quickly that care about this. And then on the shopper side, yeah, I think it's just get savvy and ask questions. I think show your support to brands that are making change. It's difficult as a company to you know, change behavior and invest in sustainability, and it's expensive. So, you know, try not to criticize, but yeah, ask the questions. You know, jump on Instagram, ask brands questions where you want to see you know, better behavior or kind of more focus on sustainability, because without us talking about it, sustainability won't become mainstream, and that's where it needs to be if we're going to create the change we need to see.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much, Jessi, for your expertise. It's really interesting. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Lisa.